Hi there, I'm Christine Lee with Torrance Citi Cable, and we are out at the Torrance Art Museum. We're about to get started on an art project with Diane Reees and her grandson Lazarus Reees. Good to see you guys.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, especially during this COVID-19 season. I mean, what is it like to be able to, navigate through this time and still be able to do a little bit of arts?
Well, actually, doing the art is easy because I've been furloughed from my job here. I normally teach with the Cultural Arts Center, and because there's no way to teach children in the classroom, we've been doing a lot of art projects at home. So it's actually we've been very prolific.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad we're able to show folks what you can do at home using very simple things. If you're bored, you said Lazarus.
Yes. Well, and he's 10, so he's bored a lot.
Yeah. And so, you've also taken a look at some of the things inside the museum, and you said it's important to get inspired by that and allow kids to create something tangible for themselves.
Right. Absolutely. I went in and looked at a lot of artwork, but I wasn't sure which artworks we'd be able to make, that the kids might have the materials at home that they could use. So I picked out some artworks, and I brought a lot of, as we know, it's reduce what you buy and reuse what you can and recycle everything else. So we have a whole lot of recycled envelopes and flyers and tea boxes and all different kinds of materials here that we can use to make artwork with.
And why is it important for kids to make something that they can keep and that's related to what's inside?
Well, what happens is you use different parts of your brain. So you use different parts of your brain when you read or when you write or when you do arithmetic. When you do artwork, there's what they call the right side of the brain, and that side of the brain is very creative and allows you to do things that build your brain, make you able to. I don't think that everybody has to be a professional artist to like or enjoy or view art. I think that everybody does need to use art because it helps you see things differently. In art forms, you turn the box around and look at it from different sides and try different things, and that could help you if you were an engineer. So I just think it's very important for everyone.
That's really cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you and Lazarus can make.
Thank you. Okay, the first thing that you're going to need to do is prepare your surface to work on, because we're going to use a lot of glue. And what I always use when I'm gluing is wax paper. The second thing you need is an apron. If you don't have an apron of your own, you can use one of your dad's old t-shirts. Today I wanted to use things that were readily available. So what I did was I took some boxes apart. So this is the end flap for a box, and I painted one side of it blue. And I just took some random colors. Here's a red, okay, and here's an orange.
And a black.
And a black, because black is our favorite color. There's another black, because you can never have too much black. Now, this was the artwork that I selected that we would do the project on, and it's Rob Grad Like Home. And he created this artwork in 2019, so it's before the pandemic started. And he has some words in here that I find really inspirational. Now this one, he scratched in the words, can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. Now I'd rather be, this one is,
I could sit here all day.
there you go. This is the one that I was inspired by. This one says, this isn't what I imagined.
This is better.
It does. It says at the bottom, this is better. Now, we can cut this. Here, do you mind if I cut a little bit of your background for you?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so you may need to use adult scissors, because this is again, this is a tea box, green tea box. And It's a little thicker, but not as thick as this. This would be very hard to cut for your hands. So
Right.
you may have to get a scissor from your mom or your dad that will cut. And then you can cut any abstract shape you'd like, okay? It can be organic, which is rounded, or it can be sharp edges, like straight lines. You want to cut?
Sure.
Cut it fat enough that you can put things on top of it.
Okay.
Now, to make this a relief means it's raised up. To make this a relief, we need to set something down that this can set on top of, okay?
Right.
And that makes it stand up a little bit. Now, if you have a long piece like this, you may need two, okay? So
Then it
so then-
stands up and it doesn't look like it's standing up one side and it's flopping over on the
That's
other.
right, exactly. I couldn't have said it better. Now, what we have here is we have oil pastels.
I want to use this.
Okay, oil pastels that you can use, or you can use crayons. One of my favorite, and I brought them along just in case you might want to use them. These are
Sparkle.
glitter crayons. I'm a sucker for glittery things, and so
I use both of these.
okay. So I always, whenever I see glitter in paint or glitter in crayons, I just have to use, have to buy it. So
Wait, no, I want to use glitter black.
okay. So while he's writing, I'll show you some more techniques. Now, like I said, these can be cut into organic shapes also. I painted them before we got here because we don't have time for paint to dry, all right? But another technique you can use is, let's say that you really like this pink color, okay? You can glue this pink color onto a background and cut it out from there, okay? Now, it might be a good idea to put it on the plain side because you can see the pattern through.
Done.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You might need an E and you might need an R. There you go.
I'm not using round oil
Perfect.
pastels.
Perfect. Okay, so it may be hard to see, but you can see this print through the wrapping paper because wrapping
Yeah.
paper isn't very dark.
At
So,
all.
at
It's
all.
actually pretty light.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some, because we don't need
We need any quick stick.
no, we don't need the quick stick with this. We can just
This is,
we can
just
put it
the-
on.
and then you flip it over, then it sticks
Now.
and starts to glue.
Well, just a minute, mister. Okay, we're going to smear it a little bit.
So then it covers the whole thing.
I'm going to use a piece of cardboard as my smearing stick, and I'm going to lay it down on here, and then I'm going to smear over the top. Now, what color does white glue dry?
Clear.
Clear. It dries clear. It's one of my favorite jokes, okay? Everybody says white. No, it doesn't dry white.
If it dries
So-
white, why is it white?
I know. So now I'm going to cut out. Normally I would wait until it dries, but since, we don't want to wait all day, I'm just going to cut a piece out, okay? And maybe Laz will want to use it and maybe he won't. Okay? So here's a piece that's kind of pretty, and now it can also be glued. Now we can stack these up if we want. We can use, whoops,
Careful.
thank you. We can stack them if we want one a little higher. Okay, so let's say we wanted this one to be a single layer, okay, and we wanted this one maybe to be a double layer. We could do that. So we could put more buttons or more beads or a taller bead. Here's a taller bead that we could put down here, and we could glue it onto the back. Now what I would use to glue something like this is
With
the
tacky glue because you want to dry faster than
faster. With this kind of artwork, I like to do all the pieces first because that way you know what you're laying down. You know where all the pieces go. And then if you say, you know what, I don't like the way that looks, I don't really want it to look like that, you can change your mind. Do you want to put a design on here?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to put a design on here while we're talking. So that's what these pieces are here. These pieces are pieces that I could use to either, which is what these are, you could use them to put paint on, or you could use them to test.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
purple.
so draw a design of any kind. So now, is that the background that you want? Okay, now we have a background. Do you want to add the farmhouse?
I'll add it here.
See, we can add it. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You can go outside the box because this doesn't have to be inside a square. I did this. This has been gessoed. It's a piece of cardboard. It's the back of a sketch pad. And I did this to show you that this is what you would normally work with, a rectangle. But we're not working with a rectangle today. So you can work any shape. You can go off the organic shape or not.
You can go like this.
That's right. So are we ready to glue now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're ready to glue. So here's our tacky glue.
Because the picture is going to be
You
like,
probably only need 2.
and
We'll save 2. Okay, so here, you can,
set that there, and then you set it there.
yep.
Or if it's like you want to change your mind of where you press it, put it, but you still want to glue it. You don't have to.
Now we should put some glue on the top too. Don't forget to put the glue underneath the piece and then on top of the piece, so when you lay your piece down, you're good. There we go. And because we know that white glue dries clear, we can wipe off any of our mistakes, and onto my apron it goes. Okay, so that piece is in place. Now, where do we want to put this piece?
I wanted to set that right up here.
Okay, so.
And we can use these two to hold it in place.
Okay, so you put them where you want them, and then glue them down. Now, you don't really have to use too much glue. You can be very much more conservative. Okay. Now, these will slide if we, but you can see that they're kind of standing up a little bit off the background. I don't know. Now we have our foreground piece. Do we want to put this even higher?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Way higher.
All right, so now we're going to
I know where I want to set them.
Now, let's see. How about the beads?
Yeah, I was thinking
Well, these may not stand up very well because they're too skinny at the end. We need something we could stack.
These.
We could stack these on top of each other.
And this. One side could be this, and the other side could be that.
Okay, so do we want this to show?
Yes, I really want that to show.
Okay, so.
I want to show this.
All right, so we want to make sure that it shows. All right, so just glue. I think we only need 2, and then you got to put it underneath. Wait. Okay, you got to put it underneath and then on top, both. So don't, obviously with beads or buttons, you need to check with your parents what's available.
And don't just go rushing in thinking, oh, I have everything I need, and then you realize you don't.
Yeah, it helps. Okay, now we need another layer on top because these are going to come, this is going to come much higher. Now I brought some paint, but I don't know that we're going to do any painting on this today.
Most likely not.
Yeah. This is glitter paint. Like I said, I'm a
Grandma,
sucker.
These are slipping.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put this down wherever. They might, we don't want to push it too hard. Okay.
That'll do.
So now we have another layer, and this layer has this on it. Now, do you want to put anything else, some glitter crayon or anything on this? Okay, we have to be careful. If we touch this, it'll slide off. So after you're done creating your
whatever
artwork,
you're making,
whatever you're making, yes, after you're done with whatever you're making, it's a good idea. It's better if it's already dry. Okay, ours are not dry yet, but and so it's better if it's dry so that you don't accidentally bump something and it falls off. Now we have an artwork inspired by Rob Grad, and his chosen words are "I like dragons." So now the last thing, I like to close on this because it's really important. Do not leave your dining room table like this, okay? Or your parents may not allow you to do this again.
Ever again.
That's right.
Because they know you're going to just leave it to a mess, and then when they finally want to have dinner, they're like,
what did you leave here? So if you want your parents to get excited about you doing artwork, it's always good to clean up.
Yeah, so else your parents will never let you do artwork again.
Okay. All right. Thank you from Lazarus and I. I teach here at the Cultural Arts Center when we have classes. Thank you very much.
And bye.